And you thought only rappers spit bars. Nice to meet you. Welcome to my natural habitat. Alone at a bar. Well, with the name Angel, it's better than alone on a bar. Because let's face it, Angel's a great name to be a stripper. Not that I'm here to shame ladies who are securing the bag, because let's be honest, it's 2021. They're getting paid doing what the rest of us do for free. How many times a day do you take your clothes off? I mean, once, twice, 15? You could be monetizing that shit. Now, it's never easy going first, unless it's bath time and you have 5 siblings. Well, you've heard of Gola, double Emmy nominated, headlined the Apollo, sold out in New York City. Well, you are in for a treat. Because tonight we have his brother.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So, my name is Lazola, and my pronouns are he, him, happily, and green. I don't even know what a pronoun is. Anyway, let's talk about the sanitized elephant in the room. Fucking 2020. Oh my, 2020, the Marmite of fucking years. It's like Marmite was like, yeah, look, we're gonna be expanding. Some of you might already know, but we are moving into years now. We've been doing a beta testing for a bit. We started with days, 9/11, that was us, and then 2020 was our big year reveal. 2021 is gonna be even, so excited for it. Gonna die from a sneeze. 25 debit order days, and we're trying to make AIDS airborne. Okay, no. I mean, look, it's getting a little better. We're getting vaccines, I guess. Eventually. I don't even know what phase I'm in. I'm gonna rock up to my vaccine, and like everyone else is gonna be like clapping and like high-fiving each other, like, yeah, we done. And I'm gonna rock up there like, hi, I'm here for my vaccine. And then be like, sorry, who? No, I'm a comedian. Whew, comedian? Jeez. Maybe there's something in the back. Let's try and find something for you. I'll end up with a vaccine that's just like, it's gonna say like, makes up to 5 liters on the side. It's like shake well before use and may contain traces of peanuts. Like, what the fuck, guys? I'm definitely not protected. But it's not been all bad. I think the beginning of lockdown was amazing for me. I mean, I loved it. It was like, I can do nothing and I have you had the best excuse, you know? But the weird thing that did happen, I don't know what happened to you guys, was lockdown and then I just got a whole bunch more phone calls and Zoom calls. I felt like I was in a call center. I was like, I haven't spoken to you in years. Why? All of a sudden am I picking up all these calls? And I don't know how you feel. I hate phone calls. I hate them. It's intrusive. It feels like bumping into a stranger in the shower. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you? What is that, you know? I hate phone calls. I mean, when someone calls me, I literally wait for that phone to finish ringing and I just WhatsApp them back. Like, yeah, what do you want? You know, I don't want that interaction. Like, you know, in the movies, when like someone gets arrested and they're like, here's your one phone call. I'll be like, fuck. I much prefer like 100 megs data, maybe. I'll WhatsApp someone for help and then, you know, see what's happening in the gossip, and then maybe, you know, bust a couple nuts if there's still data left over. I don't know. I just feel like I have choices with data. But you got to be careful what WhatsApp group, right? There's 2 kinds of WhatsApp groups. There's a WhatsApp group. It started as like maybe a study group in high school or varsity, and they've all grown up to be like respectable people in society. Then there's another WhatsApp group where it's like, what the fuck? Like, that group is, like, if you go, I'm in jail, I'm like, are there girls there, boy? You're like, no, dude. It's jail. It's not a club, dude. I'm on the inside. Come outside, dog. We've got bottles and a yacht. Dress in white. I'm like, fuck. I'm definitely gonna jail. But if I ever go to jail, I'm gonna walk into jail like I've successfully broken out before. Right? I'm gonna walk in there, I'm dabbing the wardens, what's going on? And then get into my cell and I'll be like walking around like, start tapping the floor like, okay, interesting, it's a little different, but maybe scraping the walls like, okay, no, that can definitely work. Because the theory is they won't sodomize a chance for them to escape. You know what I mean? They won't molest a chance for them to see their family. You know what I mean? So that's my protection. Use it, don't use it. The one thing lockdown did bring was no travel, which is, you know, I mean, you could travel, you could take a bus, whatever, but that's not really, I mean, I hate taking those buses because, first of all, it's too cold and Medea's playing all the time. But the other thing is that, you know, when you stop at a Shell in like a random part of the country in the middle of the night, that's the most stressful moment. Because you get off the bus, you're like, okay, cool, there's the bus. Then you walk into the stairs, you're like, okay, cool. Then you look back and you're like, there's 4 buses that look exactly. Okay, can I get a King Steer burger with GP13? Yeah, and Stony. Okay, leave the chips. I can't see the lady with the orange jacket. You know, there's always that one, you need to find that one person on your bus, because you don't want to get stuck in fucking Da'ab or whatever. But anyways, I have to leave now because my bus.
One of the best parts about the lockdown was the dependence we all got to TikTok. And one of the most viral parts of that platform, I think we can all agree, was Lurdes Laice. So the best part about a viral TikToker is you don't have to wear your face mask to get infected by her laughter. Please, let's all go together into the hilariously funny world of Lurdes Laice.
Welcome to another telling of a South African ghosted story. Why do we tell these stories, you may ask? Because the streets are cold and full of fuckboys. Tonight I will tell you the harrowing tale of the Scuftini. There once was a girl who loved to cook. Her and her kitchen were always locked in an endless dance. Her pots would quiver in ecstasy, and her measuring cups could barely contain their pleasure. But more than anything else in the world, she loved her Tupperware. And in a serendipitous twist of fate, as if destiny had a hand to play, she met a man who loved to eat. She knew he was the one. The way he would eat her food completed her. Every chance he got, he would eat her out. He would eat her out in the car. He would eat her out in the bath. He would eat her out in the boudoir. He would eat her out wearing a scarf. He was also a pro at tossing her salad. That's why every day she packed him a scuftine, giving him a piece of her soul to take home with him. But nothing lasts forever in the world of men and women. Slowly over time, his taste buds grew complacent. More and more, he began to consume like a normal person. Where was the drama, the marrow-sucking, the ground-up bones? He always returned her Tupperware, but this time around something was different. She packed his scuftine hesitantly, not entirely sure what was wrong. And something was wrong, for he never came back. It had become clear to her that he had eaten her out for the last time. Her salad would never be tossed again. She had been ghosted by someone who still had her Tupperware. The disrespect, tackle tickled her. The audacity had her floored for months. The sheer fuckery of it all left her colorblind. She often wonders about her Tupperware. If it is doing well, if he still uses them. Do they watch Comedy Central together? Do they lay topless by the poolside? She finally accepted she'd been ghosted. But more than that, she had been scuffed-eened. And now she just sits in the dark, talking to the Tupperwares that were left behind.
Realizing men are temporary, but scuffed-eens are forever!
This next act is the second most famous South African comedian with the name Trevor. He also performs at children's parties and bar mitzvahs. Not that I'd ever hire him to do that, because I don't have children. Trevor Gumbi.
Sorry. It's not a friend of mine, but I'm very lucky to have good friends, all right? Friendships that have lasted many, many years. Friendships that have stood the test of time. My oldest friends started in primary school. Back in the day, I've known them for more than 30 years. My best friends till this day, Shane Botha and Craig Chulivas. Those friendships have stood the test of time because of the secrets we keep for one another. Like how we played a game of Soggy Mari together, but more on that later. The friendship didn't start off easily because back in the day, society was segregated by the government, so it took a lot of understanding one another. Like the first time I went to a sleepover at Craig's house. What an experience! I discovered that there's a huge difference in houses. I told Craig that I live in a 4-room, and he was like, wow, you guys have 4 bedrooms, we only have 3 bedrooms. I was like, no, Craig, the whole thing is 4. There's a bedroom, a bathroom, kitchen, and a lounge. Well, you can't really call it a lounge if you still owe Joshua Door for furniture. You don't lounge on debt. You sit up straight. So we called it a sitting room. We were poor, and our house was small, but our home was filled with love. Love we were forced to listen to every night because of our thin walls. The thing that took my friends and I time to understand one another was the fact that Shane and them just couldn't understand what the hell was going on in the country at the time. Shane would be like, Trevor, I don't understand. Oh, everyone's always fighting. Look at us, we're the same. We have the same stuff even. Look, we go to the same school, we're in the same class, we have the same uniform and the same lunch. I'd be like, okay, wait. Shane, stop right there. The same lunch. Take out your lunchbox, Shane. He's like, yeah, sure, here it is. I'm like, you see, Spider-Man. He's like, yeah, you like Spider-Man too. I'm like, yeah, you're right, Shane. I like Spider-Man as well. But open up your lunchbox. He opens it up and he's like, yeah, you see. I'm like, 4 compartments. That's the same size as the house I live in. Okay, what's that over there, Shane? It's a nachi. That's a nachi. Why is it naked, Shane? He's like, oh, that's because my mom peels it for me. I'm like, wow. There is no black mother who will wake up and peel her kid's nachi for them. I'm going to put this out there. And if I get in trouble, so be it. Nachis are for weak people. I'm serious. In my house, we didn't respect nachis. I mean, come on. A baby could peel a nachi. No. In my house, we ate oranges because we knew that if you wanted vitamin C, you had to be willing to fucking fight for it.
Fight me for my juices.
When I see someone walking with a nachi, I'm like, just like, fuck that guy. Pussy. That's a guy who's given up on life. Fucking. Sorry, I take my fruit very serious. Shane loses his patience with me and says, let's see your lunch then. I pull it out and he's like, wow, your mom gave you 2 liters of ice cream for lunch. I'm like, no. Open it, Shane. dumbass opened it incorrectly. 2 chicken feet popped out, and he went whiter than I ever thought he could be white, okay? What he didn't understand is that my lunchbox was not the normal lunch of Sammy's, naked nachos and juice, but in actual fact, last night's supper. And if you know anything about your lunch being in an ice cream container, you know that ice cream containers don't have the structural integrity of a Spider-Man lunchbox. Traveling from the hood to the suburbs via 2 taxis and a bus will mess up the contents of that lunch, which is made up of rice, pumpkin, spinach, the chicken that survived my drunk uncle, so it kind of has like a brandy smoked bite mark in it. And then, of course, beetroot. When Shane regained consciousness from seeing the chicken feet, his first question was, why was everything purple? Shane, that's because of the beetroot. It's a little known fact that there is an underground fight club that happens when one closes the lid of an ice cream container full of leftovers. And although the rice tries to put up a brave karate fight, it can never match the smackdown that beetroot puts down. So basically, that's the story of my 2 best friends, how we met, how we grew up, and how, in actual fact, we are the same. Which we proved, because earlier I was telling you about how we played Soggy Mari. We proved how similar we are, because basically, this is how Soggy Mari is played. You put a Mari biscuit in the middle, and then a bunch of guys, they stand around in a circle. And the point is, you've got to first, and you've got to onto the Mari biscuit, all right? Because the last person left, having not, has got to eat the Mari biscuit. It will crumble in your hand, and then like all your friends is trickling down your arm, and you gotta lick it up. It's a matter of pride. I've never lost, personally, but that was a catch-22 because I always came first. Today, I'm a premature ejaculator. Anyway, thank you very much. Good night.
Well, there you have it. And much like your Zoom team meetings, many of you haven't been wearing any pants. One step closer to my stripper dream. Oh, wait, no, that's the other way around. Well, let's be honest, I'd be a disappointing stripper. I mean, I can't dance, and this is a padded bra. Like, boing. Which is fine for normal life, but not for a transaction. And let me be clear, it is fine for normal life. Makes me feel symmetrical, let me be me. And just a shout out to the guys who say padded bras are false advertising, that you've been tricked. Oh, boohoo. By the time a guy finds out that this is a padded bra, I'm naked. Who's really losing in that equation? My boobs are tiny, you're welcome. You may touch them. Stop crying. Stay at the front, the back gets worse. But it's been a while since I was even touched by anything that wasn't an elbow. I mean, we can all agree we've lost a lot this past year. But when you look at it another way, we've also gained a lot of weight. Staying home, watching all the TV ever made, even this. Eating popcorn alone, crying just to add a little salt. And shout out to those pre-made meals that serve 4. Yeah, serving suggestion. Serves 4 holes in my soul. Thank you, Woolies. It's been great to have you in my bar, and by you I mean the guy behind the camera. Here comes his name and all the names of the important people who did the work behind the scenes. And they may all be wearing masks, but they too are not wearing pants. We're gonna need some extra sanitizer on set. Now pay attention, it's not just credits, it's a list of potential lockdown baby names. Don't choose Angel.